Oh my gosh, by the time you watch this, it's gonna be the new year. I just realized that. Happy New Year! Happy New Year. I was not planning on making a video for a couple of reasons. I was just gonna take the holidays off, but also I've been pretty sick the last few days. As you can see and hear, so I apologize for any gnarly coughing that might take place in this video. It's just a cold. It's just a cold. So I woke up this morning and I was like, you know what? Let's start 2021 off with a bang. I'm just gonna make a video. Who cares that I'm not feeling well? I'm just gonna do it. My name is Tanya, and this is the Blossoming Beauties YouTube channel. And I started this channel earlier this year in the hopes of cultivating a community, so that means possibly you, of women who have a sense of dissatisfaction in their lives, don't feel fulfilled, and want more, and may not know what the more is, or may not know how to get the more, but they're ready for it, and they're willing to think differently, and they're willing to try new things because they want to live an abundant life. I am a believer. Jesus promised abundant life. He said the thief comes to steal, kill, and destroy, but I came that you might have life and life in abundance. And this has been a huge verse that I've held on to in my darkest days 6 years ago, when I realized I really just didn't know how to live this abundant life that Jesus talked about. But it was promised to me, and I wanted to figure out how to access it. And so I've been pursuing the abundant life for the last 6 years. Freedom and healing is a choice. Freedom and healing is possible, and freedom and healing is a journey. And I'm on the journey. I'm 6 years into the journey, and now I am ready to invite you to come into the journey, and let's share the journey together. And this is where I share my thoughts. I share lessons I've learned. I share tools, and I really just want to equip and empower women so that we can live our most beautiful lives, because it's promised to us. So why not access the promise if it's there, right? Why suffer unnecessarily if we don't have to? So that is what my hope for 2021 is. 2020 has been a year of great shaking. In this last year of 2020, so many things on a global scale, at a national level, and in our own individual personal lives have really been shaken. And the things that we found comfort in were taken away. Things that we were avoiding, we can no longer run from. And maybe we didn't know how to confront it. There's just a lot of things that fell apart, and a lot of hard things that got exposed. But there is hope in that. There is hope in that, because when we are forced to confront the things within ourselves that are no longer serving us, that can be a turning point in our lives. And so where 2020 was a year of great shaking, I am declaring and deciding and decreeing that 2020 is going to be a year of remaking, where we get to remake our lives based off of a reevaluation of priorities and values, and maybe that means simplifying. Maybe a lot of us realized we were way too busy and we were investing ourselves in things that were not bringing back a good return. And maybe we realize we want to invest our time, our energy, our resources, our affections differently, but maybe we don't know what that looks like. So we're going to go after that. But the focus on this video, and then I'm going to wrap it up, is this. What I've perceived as one of the hardest struggles for many, for most, in 2020 with the quarantines and the shutdowns and the shelter in places has been this unavoidable sense of disconnection and even loneliness that so many have felt. Loneliness is something that I have really wrestled with in my life, and I still feel lonely at times. I have had to really reevaluate relationship and how I do relationship in the last 6 years, and I've had to let a lot of things go, unlearn some conditioned behaviors, learn some new tools and practice applying them. And I'm still in the process of cultivating a culture of connection around me that is fulfilling. But as a single 37-year-old with no kids, most of my friends are married with kids. They have very full and busy lives. And so sometimes it's challenging. Sometimes I do spend a lot of time alone. So I totally empathize with the one who's been feeling alone and the one who's feeling lonely. And I get that that is one of the worst feelings in the world. It's so painful because we were created for connection and we were hardwired for intimacy and for belonging and for acceptance, and we desire to be seen and to be heard and to be known and to know others. And I think that it's really easy for us to busy ourselves and avoid the reality that deep down inside, if we're honest, we feel really disconnected. The relationships that we have don't run that deep. We might kill time with each other. We might work with each other. We might shoot the shit with each other, excuse my language, right? But like, are we sharing hearts with each other? Do we really know each other? Can we let each other into our messes? Can we expose our shames to one another? When we're feeling fearful or lonely, can we really reach out and voice our needs? Can we voice our hurts? And are we the type of people that are safe people for others to feel that they can do that with us? Are we the compassionate, thoughtful people that are thinking about those that we love and care about and thinking about the needs of others and taking them into consideration? Not just do we have the friendships that we want, but are we the type of friend that we would want? Are you the type of friend that you, deep down inside, would want? Vulnerability is key to developing connection, deep connection. And vulnerability is a word that is a little bit overused in our culture, very much misunderstood by many. It became super, super trendy when Brené Brown came out with her research, but it's true. We cannot cultivate intimacy. We cannot cultivate deep, genuine connection with others unless we are willing to be vulnerable and allow others to be vulnerable with us. But this is what I want to challenge you on as we start this new year and this journey of really just going after living the beautiful life. A huge part of that is relationship, especially as women. Men need relationship too, but women, we are hardwired for relationship at a whole different capacity. And we can only be as vulnerable with others as we are willing to be vulnerable with ourselves. So for an example, years ago, I met with somebody who was going to become a mentor and walk with me for, about 6 years. And it was right at the beginning of our relationship. And she was getting to know me and she was asking me about my life and, things that I had gone through in my childhood. And I had a very sugar-coated white picket fence picture of my life at that point. I was in denial about a lot of things. I whitewashed a lot of tombs. And I was sharing some things that had happened as a kid, and my mentor, this woman had such like empathy and compassion. It was a little bit disarming because I hadn't been around a lot of that in my life up to that point. And she said, "How did that make you feel?" So I thought about it for a minute and I responded, and she said, That's not how you felt though. That's what you think. But how did you feel?" So I thought about it for a little bit longer and then I responded, and then she said, "Tanya, that's how you think. That's what you think about what happened, but how did you feel about it?" And then I got so upset because I didn't know how I felt. I was so disconnected from my emotional self. And we cannot cultivate vulnerability and intimacy and genuine connection when we've shut our hearts down and we're disconnected from our emotional being. I've said it before, but I'll say it again. We are 3 in 1. Spirit, soul, and body. Spirit is life force flowing within us. Soul is emotional, intellectual, will, personality. And then body is physical needs. We need water, we need food, we need clothing. We can have healthy needs and unhealthy desires in all 3 areas. We can open ourselves to healthy things or unhealthy things in all 3 areas. And a lot of that is dependent on early childhood experience and what we've been exposed to then. I don't want to go into this too much today, But my goal and my hope in making this video on January 1st of 2021 was to just start the year off strong and say, let this be the year of your remaking. I know it sounds cheesy. It's like everybody, goes through that phase of like New Year's It's not about a New Year's resolution, you guys. It's about choosing to live your best life. And yes, it is a journey, and it is cultivated in tiny little incremental choices along the way. And it will get messy, and there will be pain, but there will be purpose in the pain, because on the other side of that pain, your heart will become awakened. And the things that you're denying or avoiding or shutting down, disassociating from, you'll actually be empowered and equipped to be able to go after them and cultivate them in your life. Why settle for less when we can have more? There are some people that are so fine settling into their surroundings and making the most of it. I have never been one of them. And maybe you're not either. Or maybe you have been, and maybe you're tired of it. Maybe you're ready for something different. Well, the something different is going to start inside of you. And I'm inviting you to join me in your journey as I journey with you on this pilgrimage of sorts, where we learn to live beautiful, fulfilling, heart awakened, spiritually activated lives, where we can be whole, healthy, and free, and where our heart's desires can be fulfilled, and we don't have to deny, ignore, shame, or repress them. My hope for you this year is that you choose you, not in a selfish way. I'm not for selfishness at all. And we can go into that more in another video of how do you choose you without being selfish about it. But choose you. Take care of you. Nurture you. Heal you. Work on you so that you can show up your best self for the world around you and those you love within it. Yeah, there might be more things that you have to let go of along the way. Whenever you let something go in your life that is no longer serving you, that is no longer beneficial for you, and you're willing to lay it down, there's that tension of empty space, there's that void that we're so tempted to fill. But when we can let ourselves sit in that tension of grief and loss, in time, it's always replaced with something better. So my hope and prayer for us in 2021 is that we make room for the better, and that we go after becoming healthy, whole, and free women, so that we can live our most beautiful lives, and that will overflow into the relationships that we're in, with whether you're married or a mother, whether you're single and you're struggling in singleness, in friendships with coworkers, whatever it looks like. Living beautifully has a lot to do with relationship with your maker, with relationship with yourself, and with relationship with others. And this year has shown us how much we need that. So let's go after it. Let's cultivate a culture that we thrive in and not just settle for surviving any longer. I will see you guys again soon. Thanks for hanging out with me. If you liked this video, if it spoke to you, let me know. I would love your feedback. So if there's something specific that I said, let me know what it was. Let me know, like, hey, I want to hear more about this specific thing. Like, I'm curious about this specific area. I can totally relate to this specific thing, because I'm creating content to help you, but I can't help you if I don't get your feedback. So give us some feedback. Let me know where you're at. Let me know what you want to hear. Let me know where you're at and what you're struggling with. What information would be beneficial and of value and increase the quality of the life that you're living. And Make sure you subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet. If you like the video, please let me know by clicking the little thumbs up. All these little things are so encouraging to me. Share it with a friend, invite a friend to jump on board and become a part of the Blossoming Beauties tribe. And 2021, a year of hope, a year of purpose, and a year of cultivating a culture within ourselves that overflows into our surroundings, where we can live a life that we love to live. Be blessed, you guys. Till next time.